It is post-match pint. It's Neil Atkinson, it's George Tradd, it's Steve Graves to talk about Liverpool squeaking through against Nottingham Forest, 1-0 at the City Ground. And George, that became graft. It maybe didn't have to be graft. Liverpool first half could have converted both chances and chances to create chances, but second half, Forest absolutely fight for their lives.
Yeah, they really fancied it, and as the game grew on, as we started to get towards the end of it, we started to think, oh my God, we're in for a battle here, and they were creating more. They were getting in behind. They were playing the through balls. I mean, we've been vulnerable this year to runners beyond the lines, and they got through a couple of times with those runners through the lines, and if it wasn't for a bit of a profligate finishing, we might still be sitting there now watching extra time. I'm glad we're not, but we did then. We got there in the end. It was a raucous atmosphere. We did what we needed to do, and we're into the semis. So.
Yeah, pints have been swapped, like a pit stop. Neatly done, I felt, Steve. There is in amongst all of that, there's sort of a lot to pick the bones out of, but there also simultaneously isn't. It isn't one to draw any grand conclusions from. It's the end of a long run for this Liverpool team, and it felt like an afterthought. That's disrespectful both to Liverpool and also to Nottingham Forest in a sense. I don't think that was quite there, but it felt as though they've been through a lot, this group of players in this little run, a lot of very intense games, and maybe this one was just one too many.
Yeah, possibly. When you look at the players, who start the game, I think that's true for some of them. I think for others, they've had one too few.
Yeah.
It's it's a bit of a thrown together team. When you look at it, when it comes out, you're like, well, it's pretty strong that. But then you just start to unpick it a little bit, and there's players in there who've either played a lot of games or not that many, and not a lot in between. It just didn't quite hang together somehow, and I think you're right. You don't need to draw any conclusions really about anything to do with that performance other than that Liverpool went through.
Do you think there could have been an argument for playing Elliott in a more regressed position with Chamberlain further ahead, because he was more successful during January?
What we expected.
He kept flitting it around as well, didn't he? I don't think that helped first half. I think this idea that they were going to take turns and swap it round, I actually thought that was one of the things that
neither of them knew their jobs.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the things that when I was watching it, that's what I think there's a lot when interchanging works. Everyone says, "Oh my God, it's wonderful." No one knows when anyone's going to pop up. But the flip side of it is when it's not working, everyone's going, "Oh my God, it's horrible." No one knows when anyone's going to pop up.
Yeah,
and it had real elements of that, I thought.
And I think we have to remember as well that right side's always going to be affected by the fact that Trent Alexander-Arnold isn't playing, and you've got Joe Gomez who's putting a shift in. He's doing his best. He's getting down the line a couple of times. He put a couple of crosses in, but you're missing the best creative player in world football, or one of them certainly. So yeah, that's always going to have an impact on the right-hand side of the team as well, especially with a mishmash team selection.
I thought we got drawn into little bits and pieces, Steve, over the course of the game. I thought actually, for the first time, perhaps in his entire Liverpool career, I thought Van Dijk just sort of got drawn into patches of play I never quite anticipated from him. Their lad Davis wearing number 9, really lively, obviously. He knows what his job is, knows what his role is in this setup, because they were very much all about working very hard to stop Liverpool and contain Liverpool, not so much about the creativity, but they thought they'd get a couple of chances, which they do towards the end of the game. But I felt like Virgil, much more so than Canate, really was drawn into fighting in different areas of the pitch that he normally does.
Yeah, I think he was. I was impressed with Davis as well. I thought when he came off, I believe he doesn't play 90 very often, but when he came off, I think they lost a little bit of something. Although they do still create some chances after that. It was an old-fashioned handful, if you like, but he was better than that. I thought he was good when he got his chance on the ball as well. Maybe sometimes I think there was there's a bit more onus on Van Dijk in that defence. It's stupid to say, but he's always the leader. But to even more so be the leader, and even more so have to be involved and be at the scene of the crime, if you like, and stuff. Whereas, Van Dijk at his best is able to sometimes just take a little bit of a wider view of the whole play. He plays one fantastic ball early on in the game. Yeah. It was again not his greatest day in a Liverpool shirt. But again, Liverpool don't concede a goal. They don't hugely look like it. There's a couple of times near the end.
It's near the end
where Forest have, and look, that's why Liverpool just needed that. It came at the perfect time, because you're just sitting there thinking, well, this could drag on, and I'd fancy us in extra time, but I wouldn't fancy us 85 to 90, because 85 to 90 is, or 85 to 95 as it turned out, is where it is just a lottery really, where it is one goal will win this.
Hello Reds, thanks for watching that taster of the post-match pint. If you want to watch the rest of that video, really easy to watch it right here on YouTube. Just click the join button below. That activates the membership. It gives you access to the Anfield Wrap's premium videos, which includes the post-match pint, but also reviews, previews, exclusive interviews, and it means you can follow us, follow them from here, the heart of Liverpool.